All right, here we go. Welcome. I'm excited to be able to spend a little bit of time with all of you. It has been quite a while since we've done some videos like this. Back when we first took over the Pin Oak location, we were very heavily creating videos and content and putting them out there, and I think it was pretty helpful. This time we're going to refocus in this area. We've taken a little bit of a break. You'll see in some of the goals that we have for the clubs that we will be trying to have a bigger presence on social media this year. But a lot has happened, and just wanted to, yeah, just again say hi, but also to kind of bring you up to speed on everything that's happened and kind of give you an idea of what we want to do on a weekly basis here at the club or at this club. And yeah, explore some of the topics related to fitness and some of the challenges that are happening within the industry in 2026, but specifically what's going on in our clubs. So, since we were really active on social media in, let's say, 2018 and 19 and COVID and 2021 and so forth, now we have, at least myself personally and my wife, we have acquired this location, the one on 1093, in addition to the Pin Oak Club. We have purchased or built a new facility in Fulshire, and many of I'm guessing some of you that are watching this actually enjoy that club. That's a new club according to the new design, which is beautiful and very modern. And so we really like that club. We love the potential of that area. We're going to talk more about that in a bit. And then most recently, we had an opportunity to purchase the location out in Sugarland from Sean Collins, and he's the previous owner. And tragically, many of you may know, there was a few that were killed in a plane crash in Bangor, Maine, here just a couple weeks ago, and really, really unfortunate that one of the victims of that plane crash was actually Sean's wife. And so, if Sean happens to come across this video, we want him to know how deeply saddened we are for the loss of his wife, and how difficult that must be. And we just want you to know that we're praying for you, and yeah, we're pulling for you and your family to be able to get through this difficult time. To sort of carry on what Sean built out there in Sugarland, my brother Steven has taken that club over. He is a part owner of that location, and I think is doing a pretty good job at picking up where Sean what he gave over to us, and trying to improve it. And so we are hoping and for the best for Steven, that he'll do a great job out there. And of course, we support Steven, love him. um, I think he's going to do great. So, but as far as the clubs here, local, we'll talk about Sugarland as well because it's a beautiful club. We put a lot of new equipment in there and did a lot to clean it up, but it's still got some things that we need to work on. So, just to bring you up to speed with regards to 2026 and some of the things that are going to change within the club this year, and hopefully you're sticking around for this video to be able to see it. So, I'm going to switch over to this presentation and just briefly just talk to you a little bit about what we have coming up. So, of course, we've learned a lot in the last 8 years with running these facilities. We've employed a lot of people. I hope that many of them that have gone on to bigger and better things learned a lot from being here and working with us. As far as what we plan to do, we will continue doing all the things that we think we do really well. We're not looking to expand into, sort of fringe areas that we kind of get recommendations for, such as smoothie bars and selling a lot of merchandise or supplements. That's just really not what we are all about. Our the things that we do really well are pretty basic, but we try to do them exceptionally well so that it differentiates us from the other choices that you have out there to be able to get your fitness taken care of. So one is that we really try to keep the clubs as clean as possible. And so almost to the point where, well, if you read some of our reviews, people think that maybe we take that a little bit too far, and how meticulous we try to be with the cleaning. Now, we can always get better, but that is an important piece. The other one is that we try to keep the equipment really well maintained. This is probably, of the three main categories, this is the one that we can do better at, but we are trying our best to make sure that everything stays working and functional. But there are some areas, admittedly, I know we could do better, and some of you out there may know it as well. But we're working on those things. But the third one is probably the one that's the most valuable, for the business itself and for you as someone using the facility, is that we want to really manage the crowd levels. We have get sometimes people come in and are like, "Hey, you could do this to really boost your numbers," and these types of things, and that's all well and good, but we're not in the business of volume. We want more value and quality over that quantity, and so of course we are trying to keep the crowd levels low so that everyone that is willing to invest in our memberships at our price points can definitely enjoy a facility that is open, obviously 24 hours a day and 7 days a week, but one that has equipment that's available to them when they actually come in. Another thing is that we do really work on our culture, in that we want people who come here to really see that that club has a certain, I wouldn't go demographic. It's just, there are certain types of people that may not feel as comfortable in our clubs, because we are particular about how the club is kept and how clean we keep it and so forth. And not everybody is that excited to help out and take part in that. And so we understand that. So typically we cater to professionals, people who understand the value of their time. They want it to be nice, they want it to be organized, and they're willing to pay a little bit more to be able to have that. And so those are the people that we really try to attract and do everything we can to be able to help them feel comfortable here. The other gyms out there, they certainly will, they'll be fine with getting everybody else, and we would be fine with just having those people, because we feel like that those are the people that really do well in our facilities. And so those are the three things: that it's clean, it's well maintained, and then it's not crowded. So those are some of the pillars. The other side of it, on the fitness side, is that of course we want to try to help as many people reach their goals as possible. And so another main pillar for us is that we are really, really, really convinced and believe wholeheartedly that personal training is absolutely the number one way for someone to be able to reach their goals. That requires more effort, both on the part of the client, but also on the part of our coaching staff, to put forth the correct planning based on the appropriate goals, and then executing them and checking to make sure that they're reaching those milestones that they need along the way as they approach that goal. And once they get to that goal, and of course, we're super excited, but then we need to then transition to trying to help them maintain that level of fitness. But that personal training piece is extremely important. And so while our, maybe I would say, our primary business is a do-it-yourself fitness facility where you can come and work out at any time, the part that we probably spend, half of our effort in, at least for me, it's even more than that, is actually in the training part and coaching people to get to a better version of themselves. So that is a really, really important component. And then if we look at what we're looking for specifically per club, I'll go through them specifically. So with the Fulshire Club, we know that with the amount of growth that's expected out there, I think it's the second fastest growing county, city. I'm not sure which one, in Texas. Maybe it's up there nationally. We expect that there's going to be a tremendous amount of people that are going to be moving in and are going to be looking for personal training coaching to be able to help them with their fitness goals. And we really need to bolster that capacity to be able to handle that kind of growth. As far as the equipment and the club, it is fairly new and the equipment's in good shape. And so we don't see a lot of changes there. When we move over to the Pin Oak, I'm skipping a point there, but when we move over to Pin Oak, that club is our oldest club. However, it is up for a refresh, which means that we expect to actually make that club look like the Fulshire Club. And so we're going to go through that in 2026. That's going to take quite a bit of cash to make that happen, but that is a big component of 2026 for us. So we expect to have that completed sometime by the end of third quarter this year. As far as this club, 1093, really it's just kind of, smooth sailing. Just keep it going as it is, trying to increase. We've got a lot of personal training happening here, so that's not a main concern. We want to keep that, but we do want to see that we're able to attract good members. As good members leave, we want to bring new ones in. But for the most part, this club is set for this year. 2027, we do expect to do a refresh for this club, so that is coming. Another thing that we will do for this club this year is we will put red light, a red light bed in. So red light therapy will be a component that we'll now offer here. So that's 1093 for Sugarland. It's really just we put a lot of equipment in that club, and so really for 2026, it's just to get that club really humming along with personal training and with membership. And so you're going to just see that continue to go as they continue to utilize what we've done over there. And I think Steven's going to do a great job. As far as this third point here, social media. So we want to do this kind of I don't know, whatever you want to call it, show or talking to you or addressing issues. We want to do this on a weekly basis. And here I will address, what's happened and how things are progressing, tell you some stories, also address some topics around fitness and nutrition and such, just to try to give you things that I think will be valuable to you. However, we will also put out content on a regular basis like we used to, as far as stuff happening in the club, for all the locations. And we'll start posting that, of course, on all of the main Facebook and Instagram pages for all the clubs. But this particular setup will be done primarily to help kind of get as much information that I have coming from all our club managers, but also from my own experience out to you in a format that I hope you'll really enjoy. So I think it'll be fun. I think fitness as a whole is a topic that is getting a lot of airtime these days. There's a lot of things out there that are being utilized to help improve your fitness. A lot on the weight loss area, and we can speak on that. But there's going to be a lot of topics. We'll even see if we can get some guests in here in this setup to be able to get some interviews and some different perspectives. But this is what we have planned, and I'm super excited about it. So until next time, next week, we will be back here getting after this this social media topic. So we'll see you again very soon. All right, talk to you later. Bye bye.